Hey Sally. Hey everybody. Long time no see. I am just pouring out my resin right now. We're going to pour a pill mold and this mold here that has these perforations, I guess. This is the one that you can use to crochet with, to make like baskets. I don't know if I would necessarily do uh, a purse, but definitely a basket of some sort, maybe a bowl. But yeah, so I want to pour these two molds. Um, and so I'm not sure how many ounces I will actually need. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to be pouring a total of so it's going to be 6 ounces of clear resin in each of the cups. I think this will probably maybe take 4 ounces, maybe five, and then we'll see with the rest of it. So I just poured out part A, and I will, let me move things around here so you can get a closer look at things. Um and once I've gotten the clear poured out, or the all of the resin poured out, I will show you the molds a little bit better. Yeah, so I'm excited to pour the one that has holes on it, just because it'll incorporate both crochet and resin pouring. So then I need to find a good and quick um pattern that I can use for this particular base. Um so yeah, so that's so it'll be fun um to make the basket or bowl, whatever you want to call it, and see how it comes out. Because I did see somebody actually pour the base, and then she crocheted the rest of the basket, I guess, with some nice looking yarn. And she just did something really simple for the base. So but I don't want to do anything simple. I want to do something fun. But let me get this all poured out. And like I said, since this is the first time I'm using this mold, I'm not 100% sure how much resin it will hold. So I would rather have more than enough than or too much than not enough. So I'm not going to stir anything until I get everything situated. So let me just, and so I'm gonna do, I think, probably, so the pill mold, I'm gonna do fireworks. And then the round mold, I'm gonna do a combination of fireworks and a bloom. So I'm gonna see if I can do the petals, and then in the center we'll have the fireworks, which is the stamens. Because I really like the way that look shows up. Um, and let me, I will, I really, I had all these big plans this holiday week when my son was out to get my stuff organized and all that stuff. And then, my husband said he took the time off, and which is great. And so I didn't get a chance to organize anything. Um, because we were doing stuff. And I figured, well, organizing can wait. Spending time with the family is much more important. So, So this is what the perforated mold looks like. So when it gets unmolded, it will have the holes there, obviously, instead of these, little pieces of silicone that's standing up. And then, of course, I'm going to be pouring my large pill mold. So I'm gonna, and the thing is the reason why I want to get my stuff better organized is because um I have a lot of, not a lot, but I have molds that I don't really use all that much. And I'm like, why am I keeping them? And so uh, Oklahoma State University has, uh, like an art department. And so what I was thinking is with the molds that I don't use, I'm going to donate them to them. And then that way it just doesn't go to waste. And then what I'm going to do is, so there's this like thing here that has molds in it. It has all of my mica powders, glitters, alcohol inks, pigments, all of it in here. And so what I did was I have a bookcase that's a bit smaller. But once I get rid of the molds that I don't use and kind of go through the things that I don't necessarily use on a regular basis, enough to warrant me hoarding all this stuff. And I will then take all of that, reorganize things, put my resin, because I have many different brands and kinds of resin, onto this bookcase slash shelf. And then my younger son has a smaller desk. And what I'm going to do is, since the bookcase is a bit smaller, I should be able to put the desk up next to my current situation so I have more working space. So, anyhow, that's my plan. Now, um, if you remember, with my last pour, I tried this technique and obviously I wasn't sure if it was going to come out. And because usually when I try out new techniques, they don't always come out the first time, just like with anything else, especially if you're trying something new. It doesn't always come out the first time. And so it's a matter of trying it and trying it and trying it and trying it. So um this is that particular pour. Now I love the way the colors look together. And it's really nice. I like the purple and the hot pink and the white and everything. But I have a feeling that part of it is I didn't have the right mold. Now I have, I think, the right mold. And then I will be able, there's so like resin is kind of like baking. You have to have the right recipe. So that's the thing is now that I have the right mold, there's another YouTuber that has this technique that I really want to try, but I didn't have a similar mold that she had. And so now that I have something similar, I can go ahead and try to follow her recipe on pouring. So this is how I poured it. And then when I unmold it, this is how it came out, which is not how it's supposed to look. I mean, it still came out really pretty. I like the way the colors came out. I really like the hot pink and I really like the purple halo and all of that stuff. So yeah, this is it's not the way it's supposed to look, and I'll probably, yeah, it's okay. I like the way it looks. It's just not it. Okay, now with that out of the way, and now I will show you the colors I have picked for everything. So the pill mold is for the scavenger hunt winner. So I got a response and she picked out dark purple and yellow or gold, and then possibly like gold glitter in the lip. So there's that. So what I'm going to do is use, and I'm hoping this comes out okay. So I'm going to be using plum. Yeah, it did come out really red. So it's definitely not the way it's supposed to be. So it is what it is. I'm moving on. We'll try again with the mold that I do have. That is the correct mold. Um, and well, like with anything else, stuff comes out sometimes and stuff doesn't come out sometimes. So, and I'm trying not to feel overly self-conscious right now, because I am uber tired at the moment, and uh, my Bell's palsy tends to really show up the more tired I am. So that I'm like trying, it's on the left side of my face. So that's why I'm like, just look at the right side of my face. So, okay, now the second color I'm going to be using, and this is for the pill mold, is marigold. So what I'll be doing is I'll probably um what I'm thinking is I may with the white, I'm going to mix in this powder, and this is the gold mica, and I'm going to mix it in with the white to make the fireworks. And then I picked out this beautiful holographic gold glitter, and that's going to go in the lip. So what I mean by the lip, it's going to go in here in this crevice, or whatever you want to call it, the recess of the mold. And um so that's the pill mold. Now, the round mold, I am going to be using fuchsia, hot pink, and dragon fruit. Now, I was thinking about sneaking in some black, but I'm like, if I do that, I have a feeling the black is going to just overtake everything. So what I'm going to do though instead is I will do everything that I need to do with um the colors, and then I will make the background to this black. And I have to remember not to pour all the way up to the tippy top of this mold, because then it's going to end up, covering the holes, and that would be totally pointless if I did that. So, what I'm going to do first, let's get this out of the way. I am going to, we're going to do, and oh, this is the white I'm going to use, my tried and true Bloom white. And so I'm thinking to do the fireworks, I might mix one of the alcohol inks with the white for the pill mold. So maybe what I'll do is I will mix the gold mica in with the yellow alcohol and white and do the fireworks along with putting down the plum, and then I'll put the gold down below. So with that being said, I will first need to move things over, get this over so you guys can see. And so this is 6 ounces of clear, and I'm just gonna mix it up. I think I'll need maybe 8 ounces, but we'll see. So I'll need 1 ounce for the white, yellow, and mica, and then I obviously will need to put resin down into the mold itself. So once I've gotten this all mixed up, what I'll do though is I will put the gold glitter in the recess portion first. And I'm thinking that what may help, because the thing about glitter and resin is that it will either sink to the bottom or float to the top, or it'll move. And I don't want it to move. So I'm thinking about doing one of two things. Either just pouring the glitter into the recess area and just hoping it doesn't move too much, or mixing a little bit of my resin, my clear resin, with the gold glitter. I'm thinking probably the second one, and then carefully s- uh, scooping in the glitter and spreading things around that way. Um, And I'm thinking that I don't want it to be too perfect, that I think it'll look um more handmade and not manufactured if I take the glitter, mix it with the resin, and kind of splotch it every so often in the recessed portion of the uh tray. And if it works out, um well that way, then what I will do is I will experiment with other techniques like using mica or alcohol, or not alcohol, but resin coloring or resin paste. Because I think it'll be fun. So I'm just quickly getting this mixed up. And then later on today, the plan is to put up a video of some sort with the first portion of the New Year's scavenger hunt giveaway. And I have several prizes that will be fun to give away. And I also may make something just specifically for the giveaway, but I haven't quite decided yet. Um, so, and it's funny because, like, I have a box of, I don't know, about 60 different kinds of glitters. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy the scavenger hunts. It seems like everybody enjoys the scavenger hunts. So I'm glad. That makes me happy. Um, because one, I like doing it because it's a lot of fun, and two, um, I like giving back. You guys always are really supportive, so it's super nice for me to hear that you guys enjoy it, and that it's worthwhile for me to put it together. So that's always a plus. Okay, so let's do this. And the glitter is super, super fine. So I have to be careful. I don't want to like get it around too much because you know how glitter is. If it spills and you try to clean it up, it's near impossible to clean up. Just gonna put this away. Okay. So I've got, you know, a decent amount. Um Thanks, Sally. So I've got a decent amount in this cup. So I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a little bit in here, mix it around. And then in a cup, I need about an ounce for my white/yellow. And then the rest, we'll see how much I get. Um, and if I need to, I will stir up the other 6 ounces so that I can fill the mold up properly. So I just put in like a couple of like drips of the resin in the gold, and I'm gonna put it in the edges here. Try not to make too much of a mess. But I do enjoy making the scavenger hunts, and what the other part that I really like doing is coming up with well-rounded prizes. Because I mean, yarns are always fun, but it's also fun to get pattern books, um project bags, plus the yarn, plus crochet hooks, and the stitch markers, and row counters, all that stuff. Because not everybody may have it. Not to say that you need to have certain things in order to crochet, but it's always nice to get them. And so that's why I like to make the prizes a little more uh well rounded, if you want to call it that. And it's about 3 weeks from now that we're going to be heading to Japan. So right now I am working with the ministry, because the Ministry of Japan, because we need permission to bring some of our medications into the country. So we have to get approval first, and then that's basically it for now until like a week before we actually leave. Oh, and I need to call my son's school to let them know we're going to be traveling. But otherwise, I'm super excited. My mom was like really generous uh over Christmas. She gave me and my family some spending money, so that was really nice. So I am, yeah. Um, there are many medications that are not allowed into Japan. They're super strict. So, um, and it's funny because talking to my therapist, she's like, I wouldn't have known to think of that ahead of time. And I'm like, well, I, tend to be overly prepared. And that's the one thing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah. So the only part that's gonna stink, of course, is the flight over, because so like we will be flying from here in Stillwater, then to Dallas, Dallas to LAX, and then from LA we'll be flying to Japan. So the flight from um LA to Japan is gonna be a very long flight. I think it's like 12 or 13 hours. So there's that. But I'm thinking like when we do go, what can I pick up and also have that as a part of another giveaway um for like maybe February or March, probably March, because February obviously is a short month. And with the trip and everything, it'll be too much chaos in order for me to do all of that. So, let's see. I think, and it's funny because my mom is like, what are you guys planning on doing? Are you guys gonna do tours? And I'm like, nah, we're kind of like, let's just take, you know, do a laid back kind of trip. I'm not the type of person who likes to do uh pre-planned tours. Um but I do want to eat everything. That's what I know everybody in my family is looking forward to is eating. We all love Japanese food, so uh that'll be fun. All right. Now I got all the gold put in. I'll show you. So I put the gold down there. And yeah, it's gonna be a long flight. So I know my husband, he said that he is not looking forward to that, and I'm not either, but it is what it is. I wish we had enough money to have been able to purchase like business class seats or something for the extra leg room. But it is what it is. I'm just happy that we're gonna go. So all right. Now I'm gonna take the rest of this resin and I am going to put it down. We'll see how high it comes up in the tray. Okay, so it looks like I have enough there. Um, Let me just get the rest of this out of here. Okay, got that. This cup and okay. Now I am going to I need to wipe my gloves off here. I've got like resin all over it. Okay. We'll see how long this takes me to do all the dots on this tray. And if it takes too long, hopefully it doesn't, but I'll try to move it as quickly as possible. All right. Now, um, This is the plum. Okay, now this here has about an ounce of clear, and I'm gonna put in the marigold, and then I'm gonna add the gold mica to it. Okay, so I put about 10 drops in there. Um, and then I'll put the gold powder in. And I thought I was gonna need 3 piping bags, but I think I'm only gonna need 1 for this project. And then we'll add the white. I'll add approximately like 1 big drop. So that's what we're looking at right now. And then I'll get it in my piping bag and we'll start piping. And I'm hoping it shows up. I think it should, especially when the alcohol ink starts to move around. And I've gotten better with the piping of the dots. So that's what we look like all mixed up. And gotta chop off some of this. It's too big. Okay. And what I'll do for this one, because it's a prize, what I'll do is I will try to remember to record unmolding it so you guys can see what it looks like when it's done. Um, because I know you guys like to see the finished project or product. Okay. So it never ceases to amaze me um how much like the alcohol inks and the resin tends to do its own thing. And so it's always fun. All right, so I've cut the tip off. We'll get it started. what's funny about this color scheme is this color scheme is actually very much similar to my high school's color scheme. We were the Chargers, and our colors were purple, white, and gold. And I'm just kind of putting dots wherever. Okay. Try not to shake. Yeah, it did. And like I said, it never ceases to amaze me, like what the alcohol ink decides to do, what the resin does. I mean, and for the most part, when it comes to certain type of techniques, like the fireworks and the 3D blooms, I think I've got it down pretty well pat. Is now I have to try to branch out to other techniques. And that's what I'm trying to do. Not to say that I don't enjoy doing these, because I love the way the fireworks look comes out. It always has this like really fun 3D effect where it looks like the what used to be dots are jumping out at you once everything has cured. So this particular project should be done curing, I think, by tomorrow. And then I'll unmold it. I'll film me unmolding it. And then what I'll do then is clean it up, get rid of all the sharp edges. And I don't have, or I don't, now I have this deburring tool. And so I don't need to use like a Dremel anymore. So it makes it a lot easier to take care of. Um, let's move this down. Doing the dots is always so therapeutic, regardless of how much my hand shakes. Okay, now I'm just trying to fill in any sort of voids best that I can. Almost done. Okay, so that's done. Yeah, it is a lot of dots, but hey, I think I got it done in record time. So next, we'll do the round molds. Okay, so get this out of the way. I think I've gotten better at the dotting. All right, so this is going to be, so I've got, this is another 6 ounces, and I still have one more cup of 6 ounces. So after this, I probably will pour into another mold and do something else. And I'll share that when I unmold the tray. But I'm gonna try to get this done quickly so I can stick to our 1 hour rule. So I'll need about 1 ounce for the white, and then I will be putting down the hot pink, fuchsia, and dragon fruit, and then I'll have to take a look at my yarns and find a pattern, um, and see what I can come up with. And once everything is cured and I've unmolded it, I will try to start working on it and show you guys the finished product with the bottom and the yard, because I think that'll be super, super fun. I've even thought about doing like a sunflower colored one. And because I've got these clay slices that are what are they? They're like bumblebees, sunflower seeds, and sunflower petals. And I think it'll be super fun to do that on this mold and see how it comes out. Um, so just a little bit more. So like I said, this is 6 ounces of clear. And I'll do 1 ounce so I can do the white. And I just guess, I don't ever weigh. Okay. So now we'll get the clear resin down into the mold. Okay, so it looks like we took about 5 ounces. I probably could put in less. Um, because it's kind of like all the way up to the sides, but that's neither here nor there. I'm good with it. Don't want hair in there. Yeah, that would be fun. That would totally be fun. Crochet the petals of a sunflower on the edges. That would be a lot of fun. Um, and I would, you know what would be really fun is if I did that and then turned it into um like like some sort of wall hanging, like how they do with macrame, but it'll be the crochet plus the resin, and you'll have the resin portion, and then you can hang all of that up on a wall. That would be a lot of fun, I think. Okay, so moving that so you can see. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, like, when you said that, I could crochet, like, the leaves or petals and then, make it into a wall hanging, either using yarn to hold it up, or I could use wire. There's a whole variety of things I probably could use. Okay, so, I've got dragon fruit, fuchsia, and hot pink. So, we'll do the fuchsia in the center. So what I'm gonna do is, so for this one, I'll do the alcohol inks, and we'll see what it looks like after I'm done and it's cured. And then I'm gonna have to decide if I want to put it back on it. If not, then I am thinking, because of the pinky purple colors that I've chosen, it would be fun to, I don't know, pick black or another fun color. I've got so many yarns, but yeah, it will be a lot of fun. So we will get the fuchsia in the center. So that's 4. And then I'll do the dragon fruit, which I like the dragon fruit because it's this like neon pink. And like I said, I thought about doing black or doing a navy color. Then I'm like, what if the color of the pinkies and the purplish colors that I've chosen, they probably get overtaken by the navy or the black, if that's what I end up choosing. And I don't want uh, that to happen. Okay, so that's that. Now, um, this is the clear that we're gonna make into white. And I'm gonna do petals and then uh do the fireworks in the center. Okay, so see if I can do this quickly. That way we can finish up Ah, I got glitter on myself. Of course I do. Okay, I need a popsicle stick. Okay, into the piping bag. Okay. Okay. All right. So here's the white, and we're gonna do dots in the center and petals on the outside. Ooh, that big blob in the center. I'm not happy about that. Okay. I'm not gonna do anything about it. It is what it is. All right. So we'll do swirls. Okay. So I'm good with that. Now I'm gonna fix some of those blobs. All right. So let's do a pull through. And I'm not touching the bottom of the mold, just lightly pulling through. You get a little more definition on the petals. And that is it. So like I said, I will unmold the pill mold on a pre-record, and then I will do this one in my next live. So thank you to everybody that came. And I think Sally, appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. And to everybody else, you can catch it on a replay. And in the meantime, I'm gonna pour another mold. So I will talk to everybody later. Bye.